Crimson Tide of Edgerton High School. A defensive specialist number 24, Maddie Zani. Outside hitter, number 22, Nikki Shaw. Outside hitter, number 18, Shannon Roosh. Playing Saturday night, number 12, Kate Anderson. Whitewater, number 7, Hannah Simon. Right side hitter, number 5, Sammy Johnston. And playing Romero this evening, number 11, Abby Lou. The Tide, coached by Sharon Fox, assisted by Nicole Selmer, Amanda Stingle, Sarah Dorr, and Harley Manning. And now let's meet your Whitewater Olympics. Little blocker, junior number 8, Jenna Hogue. Right side hitter, senior number 9, Amy Hicks. Defensive specialist, junior number 10, Kelly Pappy. Outside hitter, junior number 12, Kendall Highland. Playing Saturday night, freshman number 22, Callie Rosinski. Right side hitter, senior number 15, the speed reader, Savannah Hill. And playing the middle this evening, junior number 5, Kaylee Yang. The women's coach by Kathy Bullis, assisted by Mary Tyler. Rosie Jaskowski, Whitney Updike, and Ariel Arte, along with super manager Chaz Tyler. Fans, you are reminded, respect for officials, student athletes, coaches, and other spectators in accordance with WIAA policy is expected at all times.
There you have it. The starting lineups are set, and we're just about set. Not live stream. We're recording. We have, this is what happens with some of these buildings. We have, the equipment we have is as up to date as we have, and sometimes you run into issues. So this is, the world is not watching this until later on tonight. So you can breathe, Gary.
Okay, well, I will tell you, as a former announcer, former broadcaster, I'm used to that at that point. We've always had some of those technical difficulties, but you were in for a great game tonight. And when you look at this matchup, these are two teams that have been in the upper half of the Rock Valley Conference. Edgerton with a record of 12-5 and 5-1 overall. Whitewater a deceiving 8-11, but 3-3 overall. But they're up front of their schedule against ranked teams, so they've held their own.
Well, this is why we play the game, and we are underway. Callie Kopecki with the serve, big swing. And if you're curious, if you're joining this, maybe not titled, we are at Whitewater High School. That voice you heard was Gary Stewart. I'm Ed Rowie. We've got the Whippets of Whitewater and the Crimson Tide of Edgerton. I like that, Crimson Tide.
Yes.
It sounds...
Oh, I like it.
Just something, the descriptor is great.
And of course, it's Roll Tide for some of the Edgerton fans
Well,
that are
of course.
watching tonight. So
let me play around here. You take, let's get that scoreboard up. That we should let everybody know we're in we're in prime spot to get drilled. Let's be honest.
And I'm letting you know right now, I'm ready for you. I'll protect you.
Well, you're going to have to, because
I'll take one for the team.
For the most part, the cameras are protected, but every once in a while, if you've seen our cameras, they've taken a pounding at times, and that's okay. It's going to happen.
And, you know, coming into this game, I was just going to mention Edgerton made it all the way to the regional finals before losing, but this is an experienced team. They have some conference, all-conference players, honorable mention. Whitewater had lost 4 conference players, but have come back strong with some great play with Kendall Kyler, which we'll be talking about tonight, and along with a few other players.
getting on the floor, diving on. This is the best part about this game. It is nonstop. I mean, these girls are crazy.
Oh.
And they love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. I mean, they love the floor burns. I'm sure they don't at the moment, but as the game goes along, they're nonstop. They throw their bodies around like it's no big deal. And I don't think people understand the physicality of the game and how the speed of it has picked up so much over the years.
And the pace is, you're right, and the pace and the speed has just been amazing. And some of these girls, I remember seeing them in the summer, and they were working on drills, they were lifting weights, they were getting ready for the season, and they've done, both teams done a tremendous job. But I know I can only speak for Whitewater from this end of it, and seeing them work out, and it's been truly, they've improved so much at the start of the year to now. It's really incredible.
4-1 early on. And the scoreboard will show that. That's out. It is. Whitewater on the scoreboard in yellow and black, wearing their Play for Trey t-shirts. And that is why we are here. The 11th anniversary of Trey's passing. It's a great message that Kindle went up, and that's got to be tough to get in front of all these people, talk about your brother like that.
Oh, that was quite emotional, and she did an outstanding job. And it's a whole family affair, it's a whole community event, really. And it's the big run that's taking place this Sunday as well. So and it goes for a great cause, and the field is amazing here in Whitewater.
It is on the Whitewater campus, the southeast corner of the campus, just outside of Wells East, if you're familiar with the college campus. I only know that because I've dropped my son off 2 years in a row now, and I've had to drive by it, and I've had the honor of driving by it because it is a fantastic complex.
Many years in the making, too, putting this together.
Sure, the Brewers got involved, Pepsi got involved.
Pepsi, and
took too long, to be quite honest.
Right now, Edgerton is serving well. They, just as you can tell, we're going to see a game of momentum coming back and forth between these two teams. They played last year, and last year they had some tough matches and tough games, and so we're probably going to see something like that tonight, with a lot of runs going back and forth.
Which any sport where it's a constant score type effort, basketball, volleyball, you see games of runs, not so much in baseball, soccer, pitching defense type thing. But definitely when you get to volleyball and basketball, the game of runs is constant. And it's who can withstand them.
Right, and I'll tell you, Kendall Kyler, who's serving right now, had a great put out there. And she really she's one of the leaders on that team. And if you're Dean Smith from North Carolina, whenever they score a basket, he always told his players to point to the player who did it.
Yep.
Kendall does that as well. And it really shows a lot of confidence that he has in her teammates, too, as well.
This is a player that leads the Whippets in probably every major category. Actually, she does lead them in every major category.
That's right.
Probably a lot of the minor categories, too.
I call her the USS Kyler, basically, at this point. I call her an El McGuire used to always call her aircraft carrier.
Yep, the aircraft carrier, yep. 7-5 our score. Still in the first game. It says first set. That's not my verbiage. I would not do that. I'm changing that because it is the first game. Opportunity for Whitewater. Unable to take advantage. Edgerton gets their shot at it. Big swing, blocked. Edgerton resets, back pass, a little tap. It's going to be out. Right in front of our line judge.
That was an impressive point. And once again, it speaks to the athleticism you're going to see of both these teams. As I mentioned before, they're in that upper half of the Rock Valley Conference.
Yep.
There's one player in particular for Edgerton to watch, and that's Kate Gunderson. She was an all-conference player last year and the year before that.
5'8" setter, and we got a little oops on that one. 8-6 early on. It's so great when we come into these communities. It's a different vibe. We're around, and nothing against Germantown because we love going out to Germantown. They've been great to us. But when you go into these smaller communities, it's like they see these cameras, and it's a different vibe. Everything's different. It's like, hey, I'm playing in front of the camera.
Yes.
And even, it's a live stream. This isn't CBS or Fox. We try sometimes. No, we don't. Oh, coming at us.
There we go. Oh, we're good.
I was ready. I had my foot up, and I caught the bear. Yeah, we were ready.
You were good.
shot is out. No, we love coming into these small communities. Gary has a great relationship with Mishicot, and he walks in there, and it's just a different feel. It's a different animal. And so when he asked me to come out here today, Gary normally is here. As we talked about in our kickoff, he was supposed to be here, but it is he and his wife's 22nd anniversary this week.
Congratulations.
Exactly. So he said, hey, you got to go to Whitewater. And I said, I can do that. You know, I get to go back to my college. I went to college here.
Oh, okay.
My college roommate still lives in Whitewater, so I got to see his wife. Unfortunately, their daughter's not playing tonight under the weather, which was unfortunate. I was really excited to see her play, but still got a chance to come out here. And thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
This is really a pleasure. It's an honor to be here tonight, and certainly on a big night like this for Play for Trey. And seeing the Whippets. And we do appreciate you coming out here. We were pumped when we heard you were coming out. We were pumped. We were ready for you. We're excited. We've got a fan base over on the side there that's always, they get the crowd going and they get everyone going. So it's going to be a fun night.
Well, the other side of that is when you go to these communities that are smaller like this, it's a bigger event, period. Whether we're here or not, it's a bigger event just because it's that small town feel. I mean, I lived here for 3 years in the summer, and it's just different. It's great. It's like you're here for college, it's wonderful. But when it's the summer and you get to know some of the people that live in town and everything, it is a different feel, and it's great. And if you ever have that chance, and some people don't don't like that. But I really enjoy that small town atmosphere. It was being a city kid, it's different. You feel that, camaraderie and closeness.
And there are connections, you're right, community connections between the kids, the players, and the community. That's why I see a lot of community members out here tonight rooting on the Whippets. That was Avery Hintz who was serving. Avery's got a little knuckleball that she has. If you notice, it just kind of glides over the net, and it's tough to pick up sometimes for opponents. She's had a lot of success with that serve.
Just like that. That knuckleball, you just don't know how to play it sometimes, and it can affect how you respond. Getting dirty is Kyler. She was backing up for that one, and a drop quick. Little tap, that's going to be out. So Whitewater a little out of rhythm, but credit Edgerton. They are on the attack and have been since first point.
Well, last week they were up against McFarland, and they were down at 1 point, 20-8, and they reeled off 8 straight points in a row. At McFarland, and that was impressive.
When you do that speaks to who you are as a team. Nothing else matters when you're getting what appears to be blown out, and all of a sudden you start rallying yourselves, and all of a sudden you look and you're like, hey, we're not too far out. A lot of times you don't come all the way back, but it gives you something to build on.
And they really did build on
big
that.
Big swing coming, yeah, you can see impressive. That. Great pass, great kill. I think that was number 5, Sammy Johnston. 5'9" junior.
Sammy's one of the players that people were talking about in this matchup because the fact that she kind of goes, everyone talks about Gunderson, but she's one of the players that really stands out as well.
Outside pass, Kyler, blocked. Whitewater digs it out, plays alive. Oh, a little tap right in the middle of that campfire. Kate Gunderson. Well played. Everybody anticipating the kill and nothing there.
And how many times do you see setters like that have that instinct and that knowledge of where they are in the court and where their opponents? That was a great read.
And sometimes you want to teach that and coach it, but you can't. Timeout, Whitewater. Let's throw up our Run for Trey graphic. Again, that is Sunday, and if you're curious about that, go to Run for Trey, just Google that. It pops up immediately. There's a form, sign up. I know for a fact you can just go on there if you want to donate, and it is a fantastic cause. Let's get that scoreboard out of there, see it all. They've been doing this for, as it says, 11 years, and as we've already alluded to, it's an event that it captivates this whole community because, as you were just saying, everybody's involved. Everybody felt that passing. If you don't know the story, Trey was killed by a drunk driver. I believe they were headed to a Brewer game.
They were coming back from an East Troy game.
Is that what it was?
Match.
My apologies. Yeah. And regardless of how it was,
yeah, right.
It's just, yeah. last week when I started to talk about this, when saying I was going to be here last Tuesday, starting to promote it, it's not easy to talk about.
No,
it's just not.
It's really difficult.
And I'm a middle school teacher, so I go to class and I see these 11-year-olds, and I just, it's 11. Oops, sorry, don't mean to take a picture away from you, but you see 11-year-olds and you just think, hey, this isn't right. This is not right. And it's been 11 years, so these kids were born when this happened, and you put it all together, it's just not easy.
And the kids get really emotional when they talk about it, because many of these kids have ties to Kendall and the rest of the Kyler family.
Absolutely. And again, Kendall getting up there, and she spoke like she was just talking about the weather. It was no big deal. I mean, she held herself together. We weren't over here.
No.
We were feeling the goosebumps, and like, this is something. I mean, she's special.
She's a very composed young woman, and she's amazing in terms of what she does.
Big swing and in.
And to be honest, I was a little nervous too, because you never know what.
Yeah,
what
you don't know how they're
happens
going to
when you have
respond. Sure.
I remember Trayton, and I remember when he was a young man, and I remember his excitement about baseball. So this is really a fitting tribute to Trayton. I think you probably remember Prince Fielder, who
sure
also was a big supporter of this operation, this whole program.
It seemed like once he got behind it, then all of a sudden everything kind of fell into place.
Yes, and kudos to him. And that was also, speaking of baseball, as the Brewers are in the championship, that was also when the Brewers were making their big run.
Yeah. Blocked. Kyler, back pass, a little tap, and it worked. Anything you can do, I can do. Callie Grasinski with that little tap, the freshman.
She's a freshman, and she's learning as she's going along too, and she's picking up quite a bit. At first, she was coming off the bench, and now she's starting for this matchup with Edgerton, and she definitely has earned her keep here at this point, and really learning a lot in the game, and she's developing as we go along. Young team. A lot of these players are going to be back next year.
3 seniors. We'll mention them as the night goes on. Big swing. Opportunity for Whitewater. Seems like neither team can get their offense set, and that's going to be out. Just don't have that rhythm that you're looking for on offense. 20-12 our score.
Now, this Edgerton team, they're 5-1. Right now, they're a game away from a potential tie for a championship if something were to happen to McFarland in losing. And McFarland still has to play East Troy. There's a lot on the line for Edgerton in this matchup tonight. And of course, playing the Whippets is a key, a key rival, a strong team, and 2 perennial, powers within the conference.
20-13. Kyler to serve. Pass, big swing, blocked. Tried to get a quick point out of it, didn't work. Kyler, big swing again. Little tap will do.
That was Savannah Pope with really a nice read on that. As she saw the big line, this is the front lineup now for Edgerton. They've got all their bigs up at the top, so.
Jenna Pope with that last point. 20-14, Whitewater's got to put together a run here. And it's not going to happen there. Seems like they get a little bit of those taps, those balls that they, almost as if they let it go. You've got your recover on the backside being there, and they're just not, I don't know if it's a communication issue or if it's just an instinct. You're going for that ball, it's near me, I got to go for it.
Right, and that's it. You see the team drills constantly on that.
Outside pass, here we come. Blocked. 21-15. You can't keep trading points.
I have to tell you, that was an impressive block by Avery Hitz. I've seen her almost a whole year, and I've seen her play as strong as she did right there on that play. I've never seen her block, especially a player of that level with Edgerton. Amazing.
Pope with a power serve there. Edgerton Whitewater's got a no.
Yeah. Once again, a nice job by Hannah Zemet. Zemet was also a honorable mention Rock Valley Conference in her, I believe it's her sophomore year. Yeah, so now she's doing quite well.
22-15, game 1. Seems like they're attacking the middle. It seems they found something in the middle because they continue to get the majority of their points in the middle. Whitewater seems to be getting the block on the outside. However, in the middle, they have no answer.
That spacing is so important. And Edgerton, you're right, they're exploiting it. And Yang and Brzezinski will be stepping up there.
Roosh on the serve for Edgerton. And there's that middle, little tap. Whitewater with an opportunity. Getting the footing, just couldn't get her footing. We could see that, we had a great view of that. She sprinted over, that she being number 15, that's Savannah Hill. Yes. She was sprinting over, tried to get her feet under her and just could not do it. And that was self-defense.
and Kittle's been known to take out some people.
Again, Edgerton answer. Into the campfire for game point.
And you know, that once again, number 12, Katie Gunderson, there's a reason why she's an all-conference setter. And that just shows it right there.
Game one goes Edgerton's way, 25-15. We're gonna take a break. You're watching W7, live from Whitewater High School.
Yeah, okay.
Clive from Whitewater High School with Gary Stewart. I'm Ed Rowie. Game one going Edgerton's way. The Crimson Tide win game one, 15. Starting off game two on the serve will be number 12, Kate Gunderson, the 5'8" senior.
That first game you had mentioned before about the middle and about they're trying to get those lanes to block those lanes because Edgerton has three very outstanding strong frontline players, and you put Gunderson, who's a setter, she adds another line and that added depth to that area. So certainly that's something the Whippets will be looking at today, and hopefully we'll see what kind of adjustments we make in this next game. Excuse me. Gunderson, I was going to mention, so Edgerton, the last time Edgerton won a conference championship was back in 2016. And before that, we had a big conference realignment in which we had the Rock Valley Conference, but we used to be members of the Southern Lakes Conference, which had McGuanago and some of those schools. And then we moved over to the Rock Valley. So as these teams had. That's the last conference championship that I know of that they had in the Rock Valley. But well, I was just going to mention that because of the fact that the last time the Whippets won conference was last year. And in fact, you were broadcasting, the W7 was broadcasting that game. It was a key matchup between McFarland, and we had not won a conference championship since 1986. So, think about that from that perspective.
Right, right. So the invite was going to be here no matter what. Because if you're going to win conference with W7s here, we're coming back. I mean, those doors were open for us. I think there were lights like guiding me, like, hey, we want you guys back. Good things happen when you're here. At least that's in our minds. That's how we look at it. Of course.
That match was rocking at that point. I remember that match. It's a great match.
Trying to get some lineup issues squared away, it appears.
Yeah, the libero position, I believe, is what they're talking about right now. So I think they're trying to get that set.
For many of you don't know what W7 and who they are and where they've been. We were kind of talking off air about us. Gary Whipperman, who is the president, CEO, head man, big cheese, whatever title you want to give him, he's got it. He started this because his daughters were playing and nobody cared about girls sports. And he said, I'm going to do something about that. And he used to live stream boys youth football. And he decided, I'm going to take all this equipment I have, and I'm going to start live streaming girls sports. It started with one camera, him announcing, and it's taken off, and we have 3 sets now. And come basketball season, there will be so many. We've got a gentleman in the Green Bay area, Connor Du Bois. He's joined us about 2 years ago. He brings us a lot of the games up there. I'm doing Germantown, our home school. We fundraise for everything, and they raise the most money. They become the home school. Okay. And then Gary will go space to space, place to place. And it is something that he roped me into, and I mean, you start doing this, you fall in love with it. Not only the schools, not only the communities, but personally, selfishly, you sit over here. This is a lot of fun. You get a great seat.
This is amazing.
You get a great seat, and as the events get bigger and bigger, you still have that great seat to go watch these matches and games, and it's awesome. And we love it. And so we're going to keep coming. As long as they're going to have us, we're going to keep going all over the state. I live in Wauwatosa. Gary's in Oconomowoc. I can tell you last New Year's Eve, we were in Hortonville. And, we announced the Germantown basketball game and then stopped at dinner on the way home. That was our New Year's Eve, and it was great. Wouldn't have it any other way. It's just we've become kind of our own little family. And anybody out there listening, watching, paying attention, feel free to reach out to Gary. Go to info@Productions W7 or just Google it. Just Google W7 Productions. It pops up. You can find games. You can reach out to Gary, say, hey, we want you to come out to our place. And he doesn't say no very often. And as a matter of fact, I don't know that he says no, other than boys events. We rarely do that.
Well, thank you so much for what you do for women's athletics and for girls athletics. This is an amazing event for our kids. It's an amazing event for the state. It's an amazing event for these area communities, like you said before. This is a really, when you think about when you talk about second games, these are always, here was a tough 25, 50, or 15, losing by 10. Whitewater really just wants to get out to a good start to get some confidence, get some momentum going. And so this is a really critical period for Whitewater in this type of match, especially against a good, strong Edgerton team.
Nikki Hartzheim on the serve. There's that campfire right in the middle.
And once again, that's Katie Gunderson, and Gunderson does that probably better than anyone else in the conference.
Now, you talked about it before, this being a family event, this Play for Trey, the whole fundraiser. Head coach Kathy Bullis is assisted by Mary Kyler, manager Jazz Kyler, and of course, we've been talking all night about Kindle.
That's right.
This is a family affair, folks.
And just a tidbit about Mary. Mary is a principal at Lincoln Elementary School here in Whitewater, and she was a Cole winner. She was the Cole Fellowship winner.
Yes, she
as
was.
An administrator.
Out of reach. I myself am a teacher, so you start to see, anytime you mention Whitewater, you're paying attention. I got family from Watertown, so they mention Watertown, you kind of pay attention. So when I saw that, the name rung a bell, and it was great to see. Great to see. And you know, you're saying thank you for coming out. We need to thank everybody here for being so welcoming. I mean, Mike Levenberg, the whole coaching staff, Mike Levenberg, the principal, of course, the coaching staff, administrators. We walked in and they immediately, here's your table, whatever you need. Hi, thanks for coming. You know, it's been great. Kathy came over immediately. She was here. I mean, I don't think I walked in the door and she hit me up right away, which was awesome.
And that's Kathy for you. Kathy's she's so open and she's super excited about this event. That was Carmen Crandall of Edgerton, and she's having a whale of a game right now. Here we go again. Oh, almost there.
Kopecky right in our lap.
And Kopecki's one of those players who will dive anywhere on the court. She just goes after it. And it wouldn't surprise me if she came right by this again, so.
Maddie Zeich on the serve. There's the swing. Edgerton to answer. Chance for Whitewater. Kyler is out. 7-3 our score.
Kindle normally gets those, and that was something where she just missed. She was trying to get an angle, and that just did not work out. And that's part of the front line of Edgerton.
Yeah, I think you start thinking about it too. How do I have to adjust to it to help get around those bigs that are in front of her? Whitewater scrambles. Edgerton now off the net, plays it over. Good pass, Kyler. I think that last one, she blasted out. She wanted to go easy and make sure it was in.
Yeah.
Big swing there, but handled. Krosinski handled it with ease and out.
Oh, almost. She normally gets that, and that was a great point for both teams. They gave good effort there. Yang is getting more active, if you'll notice the number 5, the libero here. Her sister plays for UW Whitewater and the volleyball team there that won conference, I believe, last year. And she was a freshman setter.
A block from Edgerton. There's those bigs we're talking about. That was Hannah Zimet.
And Zimet, by the way, was honorable mention all conference, and it wouldn't surprise me if she gets conference nominations for this season. Excuse me.
Timeout Whitewater. Again, run for Trey. Sunday, just Google it. Simply run for Trey. Type it in, it comes up. You want to be a part of it. Everybody's welcome. You want to donate.
They have great concessions. They have some great prizes.
Sell it. Come on, sell it.
No, they do. They have some great prizes, and it's really it's an outstanding event. As you see Coach Bullis and you see the team huddling, they're trying to figure out a way to get back in this game, particularly this game, and they're looking at what can we do to stop those bigs in the front line, and Kindle, she's going to be coming up. Kindle Kyler will be one of those players to step up. She's in the back row right now, so we'll be seeing what she's going to do here.
And you don't know how not having CeCe Alexander is affecting them tonight.
That's correct.
And then you take out Lexi Jwani. All of a sudden you start losing players. Doesn't matter if they're even a bit player, even if you lose them at practice, that affects what you're doing.
It really does, and the chemistry of the players, they're still trying to work out that chemistry. They lost 4 of the starters last year.
And again, only 3 seniors. On the flip side, 7 seniors for Edgerton.
Yeah, this is Edgerton. They were looking at this year, and this is a big rivalry between these two teams, and Edgerton knows when you play Whitewater, you're in for a fight.
10-3 early on. Now 11.
So one of the players in the front line of Edgerton is Shannon Rush, and she was also a second-team all-conference player who, gets maybe Gunderson gets so much talk, but Rush and Crandall are really having nice games tonight.
Unforced error again by Whitewater.
Whitewater had a senior night about a week and a half ago, and you can see the signs with the players. And for these seniors, they've been working hard, and they're getting pumped up. They want to elevate their game because obviously tournament time's coming up in about, 2 weeks. And when we start talking about tournament positioning.
And it doesn't always have to be about winning the games tonight. It's learning from what you're doing. What mistakes are you making? Can you cover those up? Because truth of the matter is you only have to be hot during the tournament.
That's right.
You know, nothing else matters except for that tournament. If you follow Major League Baseball, St. Louis Cardinals were nothing all year, and all of a sudden September came, and they couldn't lose. You know, you roll off 18 or 17 in a row, and what changed? Nothing, other than they started to figure out who they were. And that's what every team is striving for. There's a little soft tap for a serve, and it dropped right in front.
And that serve had a little bit of a knuckleball to it as well, and Kopecky was trying to adjust. I don't think she thought it was going to go over the net.
No, it was that empty spot just over the net, and it was just over the net. It was perfectly placed. Let's get that scoreboard back up for you. Again, Whitewater in their black and yellow tonight, wearing the Play for Trey t-shirts. Edgerton in their white and red. Whitewater covers up the little tap that time. They try it themselves. Another one. There you go, Yang getting into it. As you said, there she is again. Spot on.
Gunnarsson thought she had it the first time. She was pumping her fist, and all of a sudden goes, where did this come from? And Yang came out of nowhere to get that.
15-4. And if you're Whitewater, you're starting to get a little frustrated because you're busting your butt to keep plays going, and you're just not ending up with that score. I mean, these rallies are going, and you can't get that score.
And this is unlike Whitewater. They really have been in some tough matches during the course of this season against very good teams. The team they're playing tonight is an outstanding team in Crimson Tide, but do not be surprised if Whitewater. So Whitewater played McFarland last year. McFarland won the first two, and Whitewater came back and won the next three.
And if you're Whitewater, that's what you're playing for right now.
Right. So at any point, Whitewater has an opportunity. They've shown it before. They've had this ability to come back. So, and this team knows that. But they know they're playing a good team, but they know that they have the ability to do this.
And that's why you just keep playing. And that's what's so great, to your point, as we started this night out. We talked about rallying and the runs, and it's all it takes in volleyball. You can get back in really quick with a good run. Yeah, they might stem it for a second, a point. You get it back, and all of a sudden you can put off a 9 out of 10 points, and things change for you. And that's, if you're Whitewater, that's what you're hoping for right now. That's why you just keep playing, hoping it just clicks in. But right now it's been all Edgerton. And there's a case in point. In great position, in place to come up with a block, and it just drops.
And there's a case where Edgerton, if you know Dana Rutke from the Badgers, the volleyball team, and they do that run around with Gunderson to Zymet. That's what they were doing for three straight times now. They've done that, and they've had a lot of success with that against Whitewater.
That is my favorite play in volleyball. It just looks different. It's just got that, here it comes, you like that anticipation, that buildup.
Stop me.
Yeah, right. Another great rally. There's that back pass. Yang, Whitewater can't get it to go over. They kept it alive, just couldn't get it over that third try at it, and it's 18-4.
And you got to give Edgerton credit for this. They really they've come prepared, and you can see that they're coming in with a game plan, and they're executing it well.
And at a different level right now, handling everything thrown their way. Big swing from Zyke.
Yeah, and there you see her athletic ability too on stage, and she's always going for angles. This is like the third time I've seen an angle on her with the wall, and all of a sudden there's a little gap, and she hits it with effectiveness.
Shannon Roosh on the serve, and that one's going to be out. Kind of the theme tonight. So close yet so far for Whitewater.
And this is the team that hits with pace. They're not afraid to go after it, but they are being long. They're long on some of these that they normally have been in on. They've normally made their mark.
They're away from their net. They're trying to score away from the net, and you really feel like Edgerton's right at the net. And that's a big difference, that 3 to 5 feet.
That's a great point.
Right there, they're at the net.
Yep.
Kendall was mid-back for hers. Edgerton's able to handle the power. I mean, she's got a big swing, but when it's that far back, you can handle it. Roosh serves. Back pass. There's a big swing and a big answer, no problem. Just a little dunk. Nikki Shaw.
Nice job by Shaw. Whitewater's trying to set up Kyler, and they need to get a ball where they can get more sets with her, because right now they just have not been, they've been off their game a little bit. Here's an example of it. Here's where Kyler comes in.
Big swing.
That's something that we've seen all year from her, and she's just amazing with that.
There's something about watching a big swing in volleyball when they connect. It's kind of like it's like a home run hitter in baseball, that big swing. And when they connect, it is so fun to watch. Whitewater trailing, 22-5. Pope on the serve. Another dump into the campfire, 23-5 in Edgerton. And cruising to game 2 victory.
And that was where Pope and Grzinski had a miscommunication there. They both fell over each other on that one. Not sure what to do with that, but nice serve by Pope.
Kyler, nice soft touch. There's a good pass, and there it is. And the pass was closer to the net.
Right. And that's where, you know, and Kopecky was going forward on the ball instead of back, and that's a perfect area for Callie Kopecky. A lot has been asked of her this year because she's playing outside many times, and that was a different role from her last year.
And that's what happens when you lose the amount of seniors that Whitewater did lose last year. Nothing long point. Kyler, no, she hit it toward us.
Yes, we were getting it. Oh, it's coming around.
Coming around the bend. Oh,
here we go.
Yang is literally all over the place. She just came around all of us to get to that point. She's been fantastic for Whitewater. She's gotten her hand on everything tonight, but just hasn't been enough. As Edgerton game point here in game number 2, looking to close out the Whippets. Blocked. Oh, and they're going to give it to Whitewater.
Yeah, that was a net violation.
Yes,
right
it was.
There. Maybe a little too aggressive at the net at that point. So here maybe the Whippets can make a run. We're 24-7. Kopecky's an outstanding server. And hopefully I didn't jinx her by saying that, but.
There's that knuckleball you talked about. Edgerton. Oh, that's in. Yeah, that hit the line, and that's game point. As the ball ends up in our lap. Game 2, all Edgerton, 25-7. So we'll take a break. 2-0 Edgerton as we're head to game 3. You're watching W7 live from Whitewater. Back live with Greg Stewart. I think I called him Gary before. That's my ode to Gary Whipperman. I'm sure he'll love that. Greg Stewart, I'm Ed Rowie. W7 is live from Whitewater. They trail 2 games to none. It's been all Edgerton, and it's not as if Whitewater has had a lot of unforced errors. It's just been really good Edgerton play.
It really has, and that was a nice startup with Brzezinski and the whole crew at this point. They've got to get something going right now if they want to get into this match, because this is unusual for this Whippet team, because they've gone against some really top teams, and they've held their own. So I've never seen a team at this point like the way Edgerton's playing at this point. They're playing lights out.
Well, I guess, and that's what I was about to say. I think you got to give the credit to Edgerton at this point. They appear to be a top team, and at this point you have to call them that. And it got over. Just squeak. There's that back pass, little tap. Kyler with the save on that. Swing and out, 2-0 Edgerton. Come on, Ed. So at this point, it's like, come on, Whitewater. I want to stay. I've got an hour drive here, but I don't want to go.
Oh, I don't want to go.
It's a 2-hour drive. I want to hang around in Whitewater for a little bit. That's out. There we go.
So here we go. Now this is rally points. Anything can happen at this point. We've got Kyler serving. Once again, now the front line is back. So that big imposing line that Edgerton has is. I see if we can get some points here. This is a good matchup.
Switch the view. Give you a baseline view of what we're seeing. We're just to the left of the camera view you have now. Good pass, a little soft pass. A game that we keep talking about, the power being the big capitalize point, and there's the power. The soft stuff's nice, but you can hang around. It's kind of like I keep going back to baseball. But, the soft stuff, yeah. But when you face that 99 coming at you, then it's different. That was a 99. It's just a different animal.
And not only that, something Edgerton's doing. If you're hearing Johnston, that was just a nice drive-through by Johnston for the point. But they're getting different directions on the court. They're going, they're doing a nice job of spreading it around. And that's something Edgerton's doing really well, especially with their frontline players.
Angel Wilcox serve is out, 3-2. Whitewater trailing by 1. Krasinski on the serve, out again, 3-3.
Here we go. This is a great opportunity.
Whitewater still playing with smiles on your face. That's a thing that Gary really talks about a lot. You still have those girls that are, we've talked about, Yang diving all over the place and all these girls diving, but they always have smiles on their face. There's Yang on cue.
Once again, what, you call that? Holy cow, they're talking about being clairvoyant. Jeez.
And there's the big power swing.
And that was number 5, Sammy Johnson, who's now starting to get a few hits in and really starting to get into her groove here at this point. And you're right, and that's something this team is known for. They really are very resilient. This Whippet team is a resilient team.
Jillian Charlo to serve. We'll try to get some more names out there. We've been talking, and this thing's been flying, but we want to make sure we talk about these girls. That is why we're here. And again, thank you to the Whitewater community opening the doors for us and allowing us to come and visit you and bring this game to everyone. We hope you're enjoying it. Again, if you're watching this for the first time, you're in another community, reach out to Gary. Go to Google W7 Productions. It'll come up. Reach out to Gary. He loves coming to these communities, as do I. It's fun. And thank you so much for joining us and helping us promote girls athletics.
Yes, thank you so much. And this is fantastic, you being here. Wow, nice job by Avery Hintz.
Big block from Avery Hintz.
And not only that, now you're starting to see some of these Whippets come alive, even with Savannah Pope getting that front line and just missing. That's a great, you're trying to spread it out now, and now you're starting to see some of the kids come on into the match here.
Little dump, nothing there. Back pass. Cross court pass. Handled very nicely.
Oh.
But he could.
Wow.
Again, did everything right, but boy, that was just set up almost like a perfect pass and the kill.
That was Shannon Roosh of Edgerton showing a lot of power there. Holy cow.
6'4", Game 3, first 2 going Edgerton's way, 15-7. Block. Kopecky had to go off her head, but Yang was right there. Another big swing. Yang can't handle it. It was tipped in her defense.
It was tipped. But,
But Roosh again, I mean, Shannon just winds up, and it's a big swing on the other end of that. Here's Ike to serve, senior. Good pass. Opportunity, not there for Whitewater. Here's another opportunity for him, a little soft pass. Edgerton covers. Oh. And that was just bad luck. It was just unlucky. Just unlucky.
And you can see these points as they're developing, just some amazing points we're seeing right now. And this is the type of match that I saw them play against Edgerton, or excuse me, McFarland.
Lot of rallies, lot of rallies. And that's a credit to Whitewater, too. The scores aren't going to show that, but they're right there.
And this is at this point, if you're Coach Bullis, you know, when do you call that timeout? When you do the regrouping? Because you have those 2 to go with. But
almost wonder if now is the time, if not this point. Don't want this one to slip away from them. Blocked.
There we go.
But out. You can hear the power.
Yeah, you could good effort, and that's she almost had that, and that was Avery Hintz.
Zyke on a roll right now. 5-0 run. Yeah, just too much power.
That's
Roosh, just too much power. I mean, they're in position. It's boy.
Just an impressive team overall. I've been really impressed. You know, it's so hard when you see someone like Kate Gunderson, who's tall, who can set, and you can do so many things on the volleyball court that it's just, she sets her players up very well.
Stick around after this game. We will have a W7 player of the game. Something we're going to have to start discussing at some point. Big swing and out.
That's just an example of Gunderson. You could see where she's setting up. She's getting in the right spot. She knows these guys have been playing together for 3 years now.
Sure,
they're seniors.
right.
And that's clearly an advantage for them as they come into a conference season.
12-4 our score. And a point, Whitewater.
That's a great one. That's
all right.
Good name.
You stem the tide for a moment. Get that side out that you needed. Can you go on a roll?
And that's a nice serve by Avery Hintz.
There's your run.
Oh.
Good out. Got to communicate. Seems like a back row play, but oh, I thought you hit the post. Nope, hit the net.
Kyler was right there. Nice job.
There's that back pass. Kyler with the dump. Big swing coming in. Oh, that was headed out.
Yeah, that's where you talk about the communication. Yang might not have, but if she would have heard that, maybe just let it go. But here we go.
13-5 here in Game 3. Edgerton having won Games 1 and 2, 15-7. And there's, that was headed out. Got to communicate that. That was already giving Whitewater the point, and then of course they lose that point.
And that's where maybe the bench comes out and just starts yelling and screaming, and
might have a referee timeout. Checking the rotation.
Checking the rotation. I think that's what they're going through right now.
Well, we got a moment. The 7 seniors for Edgerton: Carmen Crandall, Angel Wilcox, Hannah Zymet, Abby Bloom, Kate Gunderson, Laura Fegstad, and Maddie Zyke. On the Whitewater side, again, just those 3. Nikita Hartzheim, Avery Hintz, 4, Lexi Juani, and Savannah Hill. So 4 seniors.
And those seniors were here last year when the team made it all the way. They won the regional finals, made it all the way to the sectional semifinals. defeated a very strong Fort Atkinson team. They came out and they won the conference against a strong McFarland team that had a lot of players back. So that senior class really has done an outstanding job for this particular program here in Whitewater. And they were part of a lot of volleyball history here at Whitewater.
Again, the reason we're here, the Run for Trays, Sunday, October 10th.
There we go. Oh.
Called out, 15-5. Yep, I had to switch it. I thought it was in as
Yeah.
well. Into the net, and that's the first time tonight I think they've done that.
I was just going to say that.
Well, that gives you an idea how good this Edgerton team is. That's a rare unforced error. Now we go the other way. Whitewater serving. Kopecky starts it. Edgerton.
Oh.
Big swing, big point. Number 7, Hannah Zymet. 5'11" senior getting that point.
Zyman's so strong at that point. I mean, she extended the point and then came after it.
One thing I will say Whitewater has done since that mid-second game when we saw it, is they've taken away the middle a lot better. They've covered that up. They've answered it. A little dig. Big swing. Handled by Whitewater. Is that going to drop?
Oh.
It will, but out. 17-6. Again, stick around. Our W7 player of the game coming up after this. We're going to have a discussion, Greg.
Okay.
We'll have to figure out who it's going to be.
It's a tough call. It really is. There are a lot of players on this team that have really contributed quite a bit.
Oh, didn't switch that camera back, but that's okay. You got to see it from the weird angle. Whoops.
So once again, I have to mention, I have seen this Whippet team go on a roll. And so at any point, that's how explosive they are. They can string these points along.
If for no other reason, because sports, you know?
That's right.
It's why we play them. It's why we keep score. But it just seems like the power of Edgerton is just too much right now for Whitewater. Good block. What do we got? Coming down on the net, it sounds like. Just grazing the net, boy. Had a great block. You think you got some momentum and just grazed the net. 18-7.
We've had 3 or 4 points like that.
Sure,
That
sure.
even in this game alone.
And the amount of rallies, the incredible, I mean, quite a few back and forth. That one's headed long. And that's, again, rare bad pass. The passing's been exceptional for Edgerton. 19-7. I think, you keep saying it, they played really good teams coming into tonight. I don't know what they've played coming into tonight being very good. This is a great Edgerton team.
Just to show you how strong Edgerton is this year, they beat a Broadhead team that is one of the leaders in the conference. They lost to a Lake Country Lutheran team. They played some top teams.
Now, was that Lake Country Lutheran here, or was it at home, or was it on the road?
It was at the New Berlin West Invite.
Okay, because I don't know if you've been out there. That is it's a smaller, older gym, and it gets loud in there. We did a game last year, and it gets loud in there. The lights are kind of that orangey color. They're not that bright white like this. They've got that orange tint to it, and it's just, you feel like the world's coming in on you in that place. It is a great place to go do a game because, I mean, the stands are right next to us. The benches are right there. Fun place to go. That's why I asked, because it is a fun place.
That sounds like a great atmosphere.
Middle of nowhere, I got to tell you. It's about a half hour from us. It's in Jackson. But, yeah, all of a sudden you drive, and there's a school. And it's, but it is a great place to go do a game.
Carmen Crandall once again steps in and blocks that and gets a point, and she's had a great game. A lot of players.
Big swing, but handled. Back pass. Kyler, little tap. Edgerton with their chance. I mean, when you're setter, she's almost smiling like, okay,
Right.
This is just a little tap, no big deal. But they haven't made a mistake with those. It's just been nonstop coming at you.
And she knows when to make those calls. She knows where to go. And that's a veteran leader.
Big
Nice job.
swing. Jenna Pope.
That's just a great read, and that just shows the athleticism of Jenna Pope. It was neat to see how excited she was with that.
Yeah, she knew she got that one. Mid-air, just a little bit of twist. Checking in for Edgerton, number 21, Laurel Fegestad, the senior.
I know she'll probably kill me for saying this, but she was a very good powder puff football player as well, Jenna Pope.
I don't know that she'll kill you.
Oh well.
Who doesn't love powder puff football?
Yeah, it's intense. They have the seniors won this year, but there's another player, Callie Kopecki. I call her QB1 because she can throw the ball about 30 yards downfield with ease.
23-9, game 3. And out.
And speaking of QB1 there, Callie Kopecki, but Kopecki normally gets that, and they've just been off today, and it's tough for them. I know it's going to be hard for the Whippets, but once you said this is something you have to learn from.
Yep. It'll make them better. With game point on the line, the serve is into the net by Charlo. Whitewater taking over on that side out. Jenna Pope to serve. Right now, you're Whitewater. You know you're on game point. Just set point. Go for a little
Go
run.
for it.
Just get a few points. Just put something together. Put up a 5, 6 in a row. Something that helps you sleep a little better other than just all this activity, of course.
And they always say that last point's so tough to get for the opponent, especially at a home court.
Cross-court pass. Miss hit, and that's going to do it. Game, set, match. Goes Edgerton's way, 25-10. All three are 15, 7, and 10. Stick around for our W7 Player of the Game. You've been watching girls volleyball from Whitewater. For Greg Stewart, I'm Red Rowie. Stick around. W7 Player of the Game coming up next.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our post-game show. We're with Kate Gunderson, and surrounding us is the entire Edgerton Crimson Tide team. Whew. Had an unbelievable match tonight, ladies. Kate, just got to talk to you. Coming into this match, you're 5-1, and you know the conference is potentially out there for you. Is that entering the team's mind as you're coming down to the end of the season?
Yeah, well, right now we're actually 5-2.
Oh, 5-2.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. We definitely want to go out and get our best seed right now because the conference tournament is coming up. We want to go get the 3 seed for sure. We knew that we had to go win the game, and we did just that. We wanted to come in here and win in 3 sets, and we really got it done tonight, so that was nice.
Okay, so last year you were made it all the way to the regional championship.
Yep.
Goals this year for the team?
Yeah, our goal is to win a regional championship. We have a banner up just like they have a banner up, and we just made a goal as a team that we want to put numbers on the board. So yeah, going into the regionals, we definitely want to go win.
Okay, now you have some seniors on this team.
Yeah,
Senior leadership.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, senior leadership has been a really big thing for us. I think that all of our seniors bring different things to the table. I know that some people are more vocal, some people are more work-driven. Like, for example, Hannah's super positive. She always brings the positivity to our practice, and Abby's really competitive, so we have that. Every single senior brings something different, and I think that that's been really positive for our team this year for sure.
Okay, well, good luck with this season. It was really fun to watch you play. You can see how much you enjoy each other. You can see each other reading off each other. That's a blast for us to see.
Yeah.
Who does W7 do this for?
For the girls!
Congratulations, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Something a little different from W7 tonight is we wanted to just give a wrap-up. If for no other reason we drove all this way, we might as well stick around and talk a little bit. We're just getting to know each other, but we wanted to thank Whitewater for coming out. Greg, we talked about it all night. Let's start with the match that we saw tonight. Edgerton, their power just dominated. They just dominated. They just seemed to be clicking on all facets. This is a team that's ready for the tournament. That seemed pretty obvious. You heard the girls talking. Kate mentioned wanting that 3 seed. They feel they can go deep.
Yeah, and they can. This is probably the most impressive team that I've seen at home this season against the Whippets. So they credit to them and credit to that team.
The reason we were here is for, and let's put this up, Run for Trey. If you know the story, you know it affects you. Just talking about it right now, I'm getting goosebumps. If you can be a part of it on Sunday for this community, they love having everybody come out. It's a story nobody wants to talk about, but they love telling it because it does bring the community together. It brings these families together. Go to Run for Trey, Google that, find it, donate, do something to help everybody in this community, this family. This is 11th annual. It's again, I went to school here, so I felt like I was a part of the community. I still have a roommate that lives here, and so when this happened, it was crushing. It was absolutely crushing. And if you can help in any way, be a part of it, donate, come out and cheer on the runners, whatever it is, get involved. The community would love it. Whitewater it's a tight-knit community that loves welcoming people.
Yes, and we do. And this is a great community. The Kyler family, just outstanding members of this community. You said before, 11 years. And for 11 years, this is going to a field that means the world to the family, Kyler family, to the community. We have teams from all over the state who use this facility.
Yep.
And yeah, just a great event. This event is going to be outstanding, and please come out and support it. We really would appreciate that.
Again, thank you to Whitewater for having us out tonight. We're so thankful you welcomed us. For Greg Stewart, I'm Ed Rowie. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And again, go to Productions W7. Dig us up. Find out about us. You want us to come to your school if you're a new school to this. Reach out to Gary. He loves coming out. He'll find you. He'll come out to your school, whether it's volleyball, basketball, softball in the spring. We even do golf, if you can imagine. We did golf. That's fun. It's fun to cover. So reach out to Gary. Thank you so much, Whitewater. Have a great night.